Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaurantai, Gaurantai, Gauranitai, Jai Gaurantai, Jai Radha, Madhava Radha, Madhava Radhe Radhe, Jai Radha, Shama Sundar Radha, Shama Sundar Radhe Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Before we go on to Srimad Bhagwatam, let's pray in the Lord Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Jai Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna, are you able to see the screen? Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji.
So we'll start from Canto 4, Chapter 24, and text number 44. So, just a recap that the Prachetas were roaming around. When the Shiva appeared in front of them, he was very pleased by their austerity, and so he said that I will give you a mantra how to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he is himself giving the prayers which are called as Rudra Gita. So we are here in today's shloka. He is going to tell us about the beauty of the Lord. Darshanam no diplukshunam dehi bhagavatarchikam rupam priyatamam swanam sarvendriya gunanjanam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, may I repeat? Darshanam no dirchunam dehi bhagavatarchitam rupam priyatatmanam swanam sarvendriya gunanjanam. May I read the translation and translation, Mataji?
Please do.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ki Jai. My dear Lord, I wish to see you exactly in the form that your very dear devotees worship. You have many other forms, but I wish to see your form that is especially liked by the devotees. Please be merciful upon me and show me that form, for only that form worshipped by the devotees can perfectly satisfy all demands of the senses. Hare Krishna Mataji. May I continue, Mataji, or shall I?
I don't know.
Okay.
Nobody has raised their hand, so please continue.
Purport.
Mataji, we can read one by one, Mataji, because 8 of us are there.
Fine, please do,
Okay,
because
Mataji.
nobody
Hare
raises their
Krishna.
hand, so I thought,
Okay,
yes,
Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Yes, Mataji. Can
Shall I read?
somebody read further?
Shall I
Divya
read the
Mataji, yes.
purport? In the Shruti or Veda mantra, it is said that the supreme absolute truth is Sarva Kamaha, Sarva Gandhaha, Sarva Rasaha, or in other words, he is known as Raso Vaisaha, the source of all relishable relationships, rasas. We have various senses, the power of seeing, tasting, smelling, touching, etc., and all the propensities of our senses can be satisfied when the senses are engaged in the service of the Lord. Rishikeshena, Rishikesha, Sevanam, Bhakti, Uchate. Bhakti means engaging all the senses in the service of the master of the senses, Rishikesha. Narada Pancha Ratra. These material senses, however, cannot be engaged in the service of the Lord. Therefore, one has to become free from all designations. Sarvopadi Vinir Nirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam. One has to become free from all designations or false egotism and thus become purified. When we engage our senses in the service of the Lord, the desire or the inclinations of the senses can be perfectly fulfilled. Lord Shiva therefore wants to see the Lord in a form which is inconceivable to the Buddha philosophers or the Buddhists. The impersonalist and the Buddhists also have to see the forms of the Absolute. In Buddhist temples, there are forms of Lord Buddha in meditation, but these are not worshipped like the forms of the Lord in Vaishnava temples, forms like Radha Krishna, Sita Rama, or Lakshmi Narayana. Amongst the different sampradayas, Vaishnava sects, either Radha Krishna or Lakshmi Narayana is worshipped. Lord Shiva wants to see that form perfectly just as the devotees wants to see it. The words Rupam, Priyatamam, Swanam are specifically mentioned here, indicating that Lord Shiva wants to see that form which is very dear to the devotees. The word Swanam is especially significant because only devotees are very, very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Jnanis, Yogis, and Karmis are not particularly dear, for the Karmis simply want to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead as their order supplier. The Jnanis want to see him to become one with him, and the Yogis wants to see him partially represented within their hearts as Paramatma. But the Bhaktas or the devotees wants to see him in his complete perfection as stated in Brahma Samhita 5.30. Shall I continue or somebody wants to read, Mataji?
Please raise your hands if anyone wants to read. I don't want to force upon anyone. Would anyone like to read?
Venum Kvananatam Arvindah Dalalayaktas
Mataji, can I read the shloka? Is it okay for you?
Okay, Mataji.
Venum Kvanantamaravinda-dalayaktaksham Barhavatam Samasitam Buddha-sundarangam Kandharva-koti-kamaniya Vishesha-shobham Govindamadi-purusham Tamaham bhajami.
I worship Govinda, premier Lord, who is adept at playing on his flute, whose eyes are blooming like lotus petals, whose head is bedecked with peacock feathers, whose beauty is tinged with the hue of the blue clouds, and whose unique loveliness charms many millions of cupids. Thus, Lord Shiva's desire to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is described in this way, that is, he wants to see him as he appears to the Bhagavatas, the devotees. The conclusion is Lord Shiva wants to see him in complete perfection and not in the impersonalist or voidist way. Although the Lord is one in his various forms, Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadim, still his forms as the young enjoyer of the gopis and companion of the covered boys, Kishora Murti, is the most perfect form. Thus Vaishnava accept the form of the Lord in his Vrindavana pastimes as the chief form. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you Mataji. Pranams.
Please let me know if you are seeing the PowerPoint. Are you able to see the PowerPoint?
No, Mataji.
Okay. Just wanted to know whether I need to stop the share and then do it.
Mataji, your volume is little low.
I'll Hare Krishna. Am I audible now? Is that okay? Volume?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Right.
Mataji.
So when okay, we are in the Lord Shiva's prayer. We'll read once again this particular shloka translation. So Lord Shiva is telling, my dear Lord, I wish to see you exactly in the form that your very dear devotees worship. You have many other forms, but I wish to see your form that is especially liked by the devotees. Please be merciful upon me and show me that form, for only that form worshipped by the devotees can perfectly satisfy all the demands of the senses. So there is one phrase here, Sarva Kamaha, Sarva Gandhaha, Sarva Rasaha. So the Lord is described like this: Sarva Kamaha, Sarva Gandhaha, Sarva Rasaha. Sarva Kamaha means what we know. Kamaha means desire. So he is the one who will fulfill all our desires. Sarva Gandha, whatever we want, we will get. Sarva Rasaha, in whatever rasa you are worshipping. What are the different rasas we know? The five.
Shanta Rasa, Madhurya Rasa, Vatsalya
Shanta
Rasa, Sakya Rasa,
Yeah.
Vatsalya, Madhurya.
Shantatasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, five basic rasas we know about. So in whichever way we worship him, the Lord is going to reciprocate in the same way. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajami. So the Lord is going to reciprocate. Now here it is told sarva kame means what? All our desires. So where are these desires starting from? From our senses. So where the senses are wanting something. So when we dovetail the senses properly in the direction of Krishna, then all those desires which are there now from our past lives also, they are all satisfied. So we know that Lord Krishna is called as what? Rishikesha. He is the owner of the senses or controller of the senses. So when we want to, when we wish to dovetail our senses unto the service of the Lord, then whose mercy is required? Only Lord's mercy is required. We cannot do on our own. The mercy of the Lord is very, very required. So how do we get the mercy of the Lord? When we are serving him with all these indriyas, irrespective of our material designations. Prabhupada is telling, Sarvopadi Vinirmukta, this is nectar of devotion. Sarva Upadhi, whatever designations you are getting, without those designation, whether I'm beautiful, I am rich, born in a good family, all these designations will not work. Simply with a plain heart when you are serving the Lord, then the mercy will flow. Then we are able to engage our senses in the Lord's service, and the desires, whatever the inclinations are there of our senses, they are automatically satisfied. We have an example of Sudama Brahmana, right? He never wanted anything from the Lord. He simply was praying unto the Lord, but his wife was pushing him. He went to the Lord, but he did not ask what he came for. He did not even desire anything. But when he went back home, all riches. His wife wanted it, and it had happened. Dhruva Maharaj, we have so many examples to tell that. So when you satisfy the Lord by your senses, Rishikesha, then the Lord will fulfill all your desire. Now, particularly, Shiva is mentioning here that I want to see a particular form of yours, which is liked by the devotees. He is telling, okay, uh, Bhagavatarchitam, which the Bhagavatas means what? Devotees, which the devotees worship. They would like to worship you in that form. That form I want. He's telling. So, what is that form? Why he is specifically mentioning Bhagavatas, devotees? Because then Prabhupada is explaining here that he does not want that impersonalists are also devotees. Impersonalists, no. They are not having any form of the Lord. They are just voidism, there is nothing over there, and still they are meditating upon the Lord. Not like the jnanis, not like the karmis. I do not want to see you like them. Karmis, what they want? They are taking the Lord as what Prabhupada has used, order seekers. You order and the Lord will supply. So he does not want to see the Lord like that. He does not want to see the Lord as the jnanis who are meditating on the void and want to merge into the effulgence of the Lord. He doesn't want to do that. Then he doesn't want to see the Lord in the yogi. What are the yogis doing? They are seeing the Lord in the heart as Paramatma Swarupa. So he's telling, I don't want that also. I want the form of the Lord, which is very, very dear to the devotees. So, which is very dear to the devotees. Brahma's example is given here when Brahma is praying unto the Lord. He is telling how, describing the Lord's beauty. What is telling? Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalayataksham. Aksha is what? Like lotus. Aksha means eyes. They are like lotus petal. He's having a Venu in his hand. Okay. Barhavata means a peacock feather is there on his head, beautifying his, then uh, his face is how? Like blue clouds, so beautiful face. And Kandarpa Koti, so many. Kandarpa means the cupids, thousands. Koti means thousands and thousands of Koti, millions of cupids are there, but their charm is nothing in front of Krishna. That is a form of the Lord, uh, which Brahma is saying. That Govindam, that Adi Purusha, I worship unto you. So even Shiva is telling this. I also want to see the form of the Lord, which the devotees want to see. Right now we are going into Chaturmasi. What comes? Damodara Ashtakam. We are praying every day, right? In the Damodara. What is that Satyavrata Muni praying? That I want to see that form, blue form of the Lord in my heart always. I don't want anything else. I just want to see that blue form of the Lord. So like that, the devotees are praying. So Shiva is telling Rupam Priyatamam Swanam. Rupam means that beautiful form of the Lord, face of the Lord, which is Priyatamam. Priya means liking or loving, and Uttamam Priyatamam means that is a superlative degree. Swanam. Okay, he wants to see the form which is worshipped and loved also by the devotees. He wants to see that, unlike the Jnanis and Yogis. So, Prabhupada is telling that Lord is what he is having a lot of forms, many forms. Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadim. He is having lot of forms. So, which form is more beautiful? All the forms are very, very beautiful, but especially the Kaishora Rupa, the Kishora Murti, cowherd boy Rupam of the Lord is the perfect form, and he wants to see that form. There is another Shukadev Goswami, I think he's praying in first canto. I don't remember the canto and the number of the shloka, but he is talking there. Varhapidam Natavaravapum Karnayu Karnikaram Vikratva Kanaka Kapisham Vaijayantim Jamala Randrarvenur Purayan Bhupavinde Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam Pravishadgita Kirte. There, what is he saying? That this Lord is so beautiful. He is wearing a peacock feather like an ornament on his head. And he is having karnika from blue karnika flowers are decorated on his ears. And there is a Vaijayanti mala which he is wearing, the garland. Okay, somewhere. Then he's telling he that is a transcendental from Nattavara Vapum. He's telling he is like greatest of the dancers, transcendental dancers. Like that, he is dressed. Now he is entering into the forest, is telling, and how he is entering barefoot. He is entering. So when he enters barefoot, what happens? The footprints are there, are marked on the sand of Vrindavan. So what it is? Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam. Swapada, with his own lotus feet, he is walking there. Pravishad Gita Kite, and when he is walking like that, or who is singing glories, all the cowherd boys are singing his glories. And the flute is there on his lips, which is filled of holes. There are holes in this flute. So such a beautiful prayer the devotees are singing.
This is 10:21:5.
Thank you. Let us move to the next. Canto 4, chapter 24, 45 and 46 together. Anybody would like to say? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Shall I try Mataji?
Please do it.
1 second Mataji.
Is the website open here? Are you
Uh,
able
uh,
to
Ma-
see?
Mataji, please, after you Mataji, I can sing.
Okay. Pravrudaghanasyamam sarvasaudarya sangraham Javayata chaturbahu sujata ruchirananam
स्निग्धा प्रावृत घनश्यामं सर्वा सौंदर्य संग्रहं चार्वायुत चतुर्बाहो सुजातरुचिराननम्
पद्मकोशपलाशाक्षं सुन्दरभ्रूसुनासिकं सुद्विजं सुकपोलास्यं समकर्णविभूषणम्
पद्मकोशापलाशाक्षं सुन्दरभ्रूसुनासिकं स्विद्विजं सुकपोलास्यं समकर्णविभूषणम्.
Hare Krishna. We can just read the word meanings. They are, just describing the each and every part of the Lord. Prabhuji,
Sinam,
please read the synonyms also.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Snigdha, snigdha, glistening, glistening, pravert, rainy season, ghana shamam, densely cloudy, sarva, all, saundarya, beauty, sangraham, collection, charu, beautiful, ayata, bodily future, kachubahu, unto the forearmed, sujata, ultimately beautiful, ruchira, very pleasing, ananam, face, Padmakosha, the whole of the lotus flower. Palasha, petals. Aksham, eyes. Sundara, beautiful. Bhru, eyebrows. Sunasikam, raised nose. Sudvijam, beautiful teeth. Sukopala, beautiful
Kapola.
Sukapola, beautiful forehead. Ashyam, face. Samakarna, equally beautiful ears. Vibhushanam, fully decorated. Hare
Thank
Krishna
you.
Mataji. Pranams Mataji.
So they're talking about his teeth, his nose, Padma Posha Palasa, lotus like eyes. So Kapola also, the forehead also is so beautiful of the God. Karana, the ears are also beautiful, and he is decorated also very nicely. Bhushan. Somebody has raised the hand. Can you please read the translation in perfect? Hindu Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. You call my name?
Would you like to? Yes, Mataji. Would you like
Shall I-
to read the translation?
Translation, yes, Mataji. Sloka 45, 46, translation. And purport by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord's beauty resembles a dark cloud during the rainy season. As the rainfall glistens, his bodily features also glisten. Indeed, he is a sum total of all the beauty. The Lord has 4 arms and an exquisitely beautiful face with eyes like lotus petals, a beautiful, highly raised nose, a mind-attracting smile, a beautiful forehead, and equally beautiful and fully decorated ears. Purport, shall I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Anybody else would like to read, or Mataji can continue?
Or one paragraph I'll read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Okay. Purport. After the scorching heat of the summer season, it is very pleasing to see the dark clouds in the sky. As confirmed in Brahma Shamhita, Bhagwatam Sham Achitambuddha Sundarangam. The Lord wears a peacock feather in his hair, and his bodily complexion is just like a blackish cloud. The word Sundara or Snigdha means very pleasing. Kandar Pakoti Kamaniya. Krishna's beauty is so pleasing that not even millions upon millions of cupids can compare to it. The Lord's form as Vishnu is decorated in all opulence. Therefore, Lord Shiva is trying to see that most opulent form of Narayana or Vishnu. Generally, the worship of the Lord begins with the worship of Narayana or Vishnu, whereas the worship of Lord Krishna and Radha is most confidential. Lord Narayana is worshipable by the Pancharatrika Vidhi or regulative principles, whereas Lord Krishna is worshipable by the Bhagavata Vidhi. No one can worship the Lord in the Bhagavata Vidhi without going through the regulations of the Pancharatrika Vidhi. Actually, neophyte devotees worship the Lord according to the Pancharatrika Vidhi or the regulative principles enjoined in the Narada Pancharatra. Radha Krishna cannot be approached by the neophyte devotees. Therefore, temple worship according to regulative principles is offered to Lakshmi Narayana. Although they may be Radha Krishna Vigraha or form, the worship of the neophyte devotees is acceptable as Lakshmi Narayana worship. Worship according to the Pancharatrika Vidhi is called the Vidhi Marga, and worship according to the Bhagavata Vidhi principles is called Raga Marga. The principles of Raga Marga are especially meant for devotees who are elevated to the Vrindavana platform. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anyone wants to continue?
Now, Kishori Mataji, would you like to read?
Yes, Mataji, sure. Thank you. Dhanwad Pranam, Mataji. The inhabitants of Vrindavana, the gopis, Mother Yashoda, Ananda Maharaja, the cowherd boys, the cows, and everyone else are actually on the Ragamarga or Bhagavata Marga platform. They participate in 5 basic rasas: Dasya, Sankhya, Vasalya, Madhurya, and Shanta. But although these 5 rasas are found in the Bhagavat Marga, the Bhagavat Marga is especially meant for Vasalya and Madhurya, or parental and conjugal relationship. Yet there is the Vipralamba Sankhya, the higher fraternal worship of the Lord, especially enjoyed by the cowherd boys. Although there is friendship between Krishna and the cowherd boys, this friendship is different from the Aishwarya friendship between Krishna and Arjuna. When Arjuna saw the Vishwarupa, the gigantic universal form of the Lord, he was afraid for having treated Krishna as an ordinary friend. Therefore, he begged Krishna's pardon. However, the cowherd boys who were friends of Krishna in Vrindavana sometime ride on the shoulder of Krishna. They treat Krishna equally, just as they treat one another, and they are never afraid of him, nor do they ever beg his pardon. Thus, in the Raga Marga or Bhagavata Marga, friendship exists on a higher platform with Krishna, namely the platform of Visralamba, Vishramba friendship. Paternal
Parental.
paternal friendship,
Parent.
parental friendship, parental service, and conjugal service are visible in the Vrindavana Raga Marga relationship. Without serving Krishna, according to the Vidhi Marga, regulative principles of the Pancharatrika Vidhi, uncircumcised persons want to jump immediately to the Raga Marga principles. Such persons are called Sahajiya. There are also demons who enjoy depicting Krishna and his pastimes with the gopis, taking advantage of Krishna by their licentious character. This demon who prints books and write lyrics on the Ragamarga principles are surely on the way to hell. Way to hell. Unfortunately, they lead others down with them. Devotee in Krishna consciousness should be very careful to avoid such demons. One should strictly follow the Vidhi Marga, regulative principles in the worship of Lakshmi Narayana. Although the Lord is present in the temple as Radha Krishna includes Lakshmi Narayana. Therefore, when one worships the Lord according to the regulative principles, the Lord accepts the service in the role of Lakshmi Narayana. In the Nectar of Devotion, full instructions are given about the Vidhi Marga, worship of Radha Krishna or Lakshmi Narayana. No, although there are 64 kinds of offenses one can commit in Vidimarga worship, in a Raga Marga worship, there is no consideration of such offenses because the devotees on the platform are very much elevated and there is no question of offense. But we do not follow the regulative principles of the Vidimarga platform and keep our eyes trained to spot offenses. We will not make progress. The description in his description of Krishna's beauty, Lord Shiva uses the word Sharvayata Chatur Bahu Sujata Ruchir Nanam, indicating the beautiful four-armed form of Narayana or Vishnu. Those who worship Lord Krishna describe him as Sujata Ruchira Nanama.
Hare Krishna,
In the
Mataji.
Vishnu
Let
Tattva,
us
there
give
are
somebody else. Hare Krishna,
yes,
Mataji. Let's
Mataji,
give
I
somebody else
finished
the
this
turn.
paragraph. Okay, they
Yeah.
can read. In
Anybody
the
would like to
Vishnu
read?
Tattva, there are, I'm on top, Mataji. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of forms of the Supreme Lord, but of all these forms, the form of Krishna is the most beautiful. Thus, for those who worship Krishna, the word Sujata Ruchirananam is used. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much. Would anyone like to read further? Krishnamurti Prabhupada, can you please read the last two paragraphs?
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. The four arms of Lord Vishnu have different purposes. The hands holding a lotus flower and conch shell are meant for the devotees, whereas the other two hands holding a disc and mace or club are meant for the demons. Actually, all of the Lord's arms are auspicious, whether they are holding conch shells and flowers or clubs and discs. The demons killed by Lord Vishnu Chakra, disc and club are elevated to the spiritual world. Just like the devotees who are protected by the hands holding the lotus flower and conch shell, however, the demons who are elevated to the spiritual world are situated in the impersonal Brahman effulgence, whereas the devotees are allowed to enter into the Vaikuntha planets. Those who are devotees of Lord Krishna are immediately elevated to the Goloka Brindavana planet. The Lord's beauty is compared to rainfall because when the rain falls in the rainy season, it becomes more and more pleasing to the people. After this scorching heat of the summer season, the people enjoy the rainy season very much. Indeed, they even come out of their doors in the villages and enjoy the rainfall directly. Thus, the Lord's bodily features are compared to the clouds of the rainy season. The devotees enjoy the Lord's beauty because it is a collection of all kinds of beauties. Therefore, the word Sarva Saundarya Sangraham is used. No one can say that the body of the Lord is wanting in beautiful parts. It is completely Purnam. Everything is complete. God's creation, God's beauty, and God's bodily features. All these are so complete that all one's desires can become fully satisfied when one sees the beauty of the Lord. The Lord Sarva Saundarya indicates that there are different types of beauties in the material and spiritual worlds, and that the Lord contains all of them. Both materialists and spiritualists can enjoy the beauty of the Lord because the Supreme Lord attracts everyone, including demons and devotees, materialists and spiritualists. He is called Krishna. Similarly, his devotees also attract everyone. As mentioned in the Sad Goswami Stotra, Dhira 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 Jana Priyo. The Goswamis are equally dear to the Dhira, devotees, and Adhira, demons. Lord Krishna was not very pleasing to the demons when he was present in Vrindavana. But the six Goswamis were pleasing to the demons. Why they are present in Vrindavana? That is the beauty of the Lord's dealings with his devotees. Sometimes the Lord gives more credit to his devotees than he takes for himself. For instance, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna fought simply by giving directions, yet it was Arjuna who took the credit for fighting. Nimitta matram bhava savya sachin. You, O savya sachi, Arjuna, can be put an instrument in the fight. Bhagavad Gita 11.33. Everything was arranged by the Lord, but the credit of victory was given to Arjuna. Similarly, in the Krishna consciousness movement, everything is happening according to the predictions of Lord Chaitanya, but the credit goes to the Lord Chaitanya's sincere servants. Thus, the Lord is described herein as a Saundarya Sangraham. Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams
Sarva
Mataji.
Saundarya Sangraham. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guruji, for reading out, and Mataji also. We'll just read once again the translation. The Lord's beauty resembles a dark cloud during the rainy seasons. As the rainfall glistens, his bodily features also glisten. Indeed, he is the sum total of all beauty. The Lord has four arms and an exquisitely beautiful face with eyes like lotus petals, a beautifully high raised nose, a mind attracting smile, a beautiful forehead, and equally beautiful, I only can't read, beautiful and fully decorated ears. So he's further zooming in what kind of form of the Lord Shiva would like to see. Okay, so first he said only, okay, whatever the Bhagavatas wish or whatever the Bhagavatas love, whoever the Bhagavatas are worshipping, I want to see the Lord. Now he is zooming in. Now he is telling, okay, I want to see the Lord who is resembling like a dark cloud, Ghana Shyamaha. Ghana Shyam, clouds during the rainy season. Okay, he wants to see the Lord. Snigdha Pravrita Ghana Shyamam is the word he's using. The Lord who resembles, whose color resembles like that of a dark cloud during rainy season. So why like that during the rainy season, that dark cloud, why he's not white? We get a question. So Prabhupada is giving an answer. That after it is like very, very hot, scorching heat, when the rain comes, it is like so pleasing for us. Right now, I'm experiencing that it was very hot in the morning, and once the rain started, it was like so pleasing, and everywhere it is greenery. So that is why the Ghana Shama form of the Lord is very much praised over here. Okay, so now he is telling that now Sarva Saundarya Sangraham. He is all beauty is there in him only. He is the reservoir of all the beauties, we can say. Okay, so now he is telling after that Charvaita Chaturbahu. He wants to see not the two-handed form, he wants to see the four-handed form of the Lord, that is Vishnu, Narayana. Okay, why? Because it is having a full of opulences. He wants to see that most opulent form of Lord Narayana or Vishnu. Shiva wants to see. The worship. Prabhupada is telling that whenever we are worshipping the Lord, it begins with the worship of Narayana, Lakshmi Narayana, or Vishnu, or those who are neophytes. But for those who are Bhagavatas, for them it is Radha Krishna because it is a very confidential worship they are doing. Okay, so now because the thing worship has come, Prabhupada has explained that there are two types of worships are there. Vidhis are there. Vidhi means the way which you are going to worship. What are the two ways that are mentioned? One is Pancharatra Vidhi and one is Bhagavata Vidhi. So think I did not mention it here. Pancharatra Vidhi and Bhagavata Vidhi are the two Vidhis mentioned. Pancharatra Vidhi is according to what Narada Pancharatra, Narada has written. Narada has given how the worship of the Lord should be. When he has to wake up, or what mantras are you going to say when the Lord will wake up? When you're doing Abhishek, what are the ingredients that are used? How the Lord has to be dressed? What are the aparadhas, various aparadhas when you're doing it? So how to avoid them? Then the like that, so many different what kind of aarti, dhupati, all those things are mentioned in this Pancharatrika Vidhi. It's mentioned over here in the Bhagavad. So that is described by Narada. And the other marga is Raga Marga or Bhagavata Marga. Raga means attachment. Those who have developed that much attachment towards the Lord, for them that is the Bhagavata Marga, Bhagavata Vidhi. Okay, so Prabhupada is telling that Pancharatra is for Narayana or the Vishnu forms of the Lord. Here it is mentioned by Prabhupada that one should strictly follow the Vidhi Marga regulative principles in the worship of Lakshmi Narayana. Okay, although Lord is present in the temple like Radha Krishna, but they are to be worshipped as Lakshmi Narayana. And we have to follow these regulative principles. So, in Nectar of Devotion, Prabhupada is telling all instructions are given about Vidhi Marga, about the worship of Lakshmi Narayana. We are all still a neophyte stage. So, although we have temples with Radha and Krishna, the worship is done as Lakshmi Narayana only. So now, who is eligible to do this Raga Vidhi, Bhagavata Vidhi? Only those devotees who are in the transcendental platform or elevated platform, like those devotees of Vrindavan. So Prabhupada has given an examples of Yashoda Maya, Nanda Maharaj, all the gopas, the gopis, all the cows over there, the trees, all everything in Vrindavan, they are all in that particular elevated stage, so they can do this Raga Bhagavata Vidhi or Raga Marga. So that for them there are no aparadhas. They are so trained, so that there will be no aparadha for that Raga Marga. But for us, we are not yet trained. We do not know. We are just neophytes. So for us, we have to go through those regulative principles. We have to go through the Vidhi Marga, and so that we can progress slowly, avoiding all the offenses, etc. So now there was another word which was mentioned. Should be showing this. Should see. I should be showing you this particular. He is talking about Charvayata Chaturbahu Sujata Ruchiram. Chaturbahu. What kind of Lord he wants? Chaturbahu, who is four-handed horns. Now, what is Sujata Ruchiram? If we see the synonym, Sujata means it is given that one who is ultimately beautiful. Yeah. Ruchira means very, very pleasing. So someone may be very beautiful but not very pleasing. So, but the Lord is both very beautiful and pleasing face. Sujata Ruchiram. So here Prabhupada is saying that those who worship Lord Narayana or Vishnu, they are also called as Sujata Ruchiranam. Those who worship Krishna, the word Sujata Ruchiranandam is used. Okay, so there are hundreds and thousands of Vishnu Tattvas, so many million different forms of Lord are there. But out of all them, this form of Krishna is the most beautiful, and that is why he is called as Sujata Ruchirana. So now the four hands, why Shiva is mentioning the four hands of the Lord? Four hands means what all the Lord is having? Shankar, Chakra, Gada and Padma, right? So now two of them are for the devotees and two are for the demons. So for the devotees, it is a lotus flower, and the Shankar, the conch shell, is for the devotees by which he is protecting them. Yes. And for the demons, the Gada is there and the Chakra are there. So demons are killed by the Lord's Chakra and the Gada. But that does not mean that they are not elevated or they are not going to the spiritual world. Prabhupada mentions that even those demons who are killed by the Lord's Sudarshan Chakra are going back to body. But in what form they go, that is mentioned here, that they are merging in the impersonal Brahman effulgence of the Lord. Yeah. So we have an example when we read 10th canto, it is written that when Shishupal was killed, Sudarshan Chakra will come, it will cut off the head. The soul of Shishupal will come and enter into the lotus feet of the Lord. So, like that, the demons, when they are killed by the Lord, then they enter into the Lord's spiritual world only. But that spiritual world is limited only for them till the impersonal, the effulgence part. Okay, Brahman effulgence part. They cannot enter into the Loka, the Vaikuntha Loka. They cannot enter. But the devotees, they are always protected by the Lord, and they are allowed to enter the Vaikuntha planet or the Goloka planet. Now the Lord's beauty is also, there is also one word mentioned, Sarva Saundarya Sangraham. Sangraham means we know, no, collection. Collection is the word. Sarva Saundarya. All kinds of beauties are collected together, and that is Krishna's beauty. We read in the previous one, Brahma is telling that Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobha. Kandarpa Koti, tens and thousands and millions of Cupid's beauty also is nothing as compared to the Lord's beauty. So, the Lord is that beautiful. Now, Sarva Saundarya means what? There will be different types of beauties in the material world also and in the spiritual world also, and the Lord contains everything. Yeah? All beauties are there, the materialistic beauty and the spiritualistic beauties are also there. So both of them enjoy, whether they are people are in material world or in the spiritual world. They never get satiated by seeing the Lord. Yeah? See, sometimes we go and people go for watching this beauty pageant, okay, Miss Universe, Miss World. How long are you going to see that Miss Universe, Miss World, even though she's the most beautiful lady? It will be there for okay, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, okay, forget it, man, okay, fine. But when you see Krishna's beauty, it is you will not be satisfied by seeing Krishna's beauty. It is so much Purnam. Prabhupada is using the word Purnam. It is completely Purnam. You cannot say, okay, this part of Krishna has to be, maybe it would have been more beautiful, it would have been better. No, he's complete, he's Purnam. Everything is there in him. And so his creation, his beauty, his bodily feature, everything is complete. So then the next part which Prabhupada is mentioning here is that everybody enjoys the beauty of the Lord, and the Lord is attracting everybody, materialists also, spiritualists also. He is attracting everyone. So he is called as Krishna. Akarshaya iti Krishna. The one who attracts people is Krishna. Okay, that is why his name is Krishna. But just as the Krishna is attracting everybody, even his devotees are also very attractive to everyone. His devotees also attract everybody. So here Prabhupada is mentioning about Shat Goswami Astaka. Dhira, Dhira, Jana, Priyo, Priyakaro. The Goswamis are equally dear to whom? To Dhiras also and Adhiras also. Dhiras means devotees. Adhira means demons. So for both of them, they are very, very pleasing. In Vrindavan, Prabhupada especially mentioning 6 Goswamis were very pleasing to the demons. They are equal, whether to the demons or the devotees, they are equal. They do not differentiate between them. Krishna will differentiate. Okay, ye yathamam prapadyante. You did not do this to me, so I will not give. Krishna is differentiating, but the devotees of Krishna will never differentiate. They look at everybody equally, sama. So, and Krishna's dealing like that is also appreciated. Why? Because what he is doing, he is giving a chance for his devotee to be praised. For example, Krishna and Arjuna in battlefield, Prabhupada is explaining here that although Krishna is doing, giving all the directions for fighting, but Arjuna is taking the credit. Krishna is telling him, you are just a nimitta matra. Everything is done by the Lord only, but it's just a nimitta matra. All the credit is given to Arjuna. So sometimes the Lord arranges such a way that his devotees get all the credit, although he is doing everything. So because he is having all the gunas, so he is called as Sarva Saundarya Sangraham. Yes. We also see that I think in 10th canto, the gopis, no, when not gopis, sorry, the when Krishna and Balaram came to Mathura, yes, when they came to Mathura, the Mathura Vasis are glorifying. They are thinking, they are talking about the Lord. What they are saying, Gopyas tapaha kim acharan yat amushya rupam. They are saying what kind of austerities these gopis must have performed, so that they are seeing this beautiful form of the Lord. And all through they are seeing, it's not like once or twice. Every time they are seeing the Lord, they are sleeping, they are eating, they are playing with the Lord, they are talking with the Lord. So here, those Mathuravasis, they are giving 6 actually qualities of the Lord, which are very impressive. One is Lavanya Saram, they are saying, Yad Amushya Rupam, Lavanya Saram. Lavanya Saram means he is the beauty personified, or he is the reservoir of all the beauties. Asamaurdva. Asamaurdhvam, he is telling, his beauty cannot be surpassed. Nobody can, nobody is equally beautiful to Krishna. I want to talk about beyond that. So he is Asamordham. Ananya Siddham, there is no siddhi that he has performed and he has got this beautiful form. He's like that. It is it is his self-made beauty. Yeah. Then they are talking that this he is the abode of beauty, a fame and opulence. He is always perfect. He is ever fresh, and that is he is durapam. Durapam means it's extremely rare to see this form of Krishna, and that Krishna's form, the Vrindavan Vasis are seeing him all through the day. Yeah. So not everybody can go to Vrindavan and see the Lord. Prabhupada says elsewhere that you cannot just go a ticket, take a ticket, buy a ticket, and go to Vrindavan and say, okay, I have gone to Vrindavan, I have seen Krishna, and I've come back. No, it is not possible like that. Unless you have that in your heart, you have the love of Godhead in your heart, you will not be able to see the Lord. You want to mind it. So that is how Shiva is describing the Lord's form, and he's telling, I want to see this particular form of the Lord. Just like I just remember this Damodara Ashtakam, Idam Deva Purnatha Gopala Balam. I want to see this Gopala Balam face all the time. Sada me manasya. Sada, I want to see him always in my mind. That is what he's telling. I think we will stop here. It is already late. If anyone has anything, any comments. Hare Krishna Mataji, can we stop here?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
hearing about the beauty of the Supreme Lord, that itself is a grace for us, Mataji, to be frank with you. So imagination, if you go on imagining the beauty of the Lord, and we ourselves will be lost.
We will be lost.
Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. As your kind self has explained, like beautifully explained. So it touches our heart. Hare Krishna Mata Prabhuji, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let us stop here. Vancha kalpatarusha kripa sindhubhya eva cha
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Ananta Krishna Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Bhagavatam ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you. Special
Hare
thanks to
Krishna.
Mataji, because Mataji is filling the gap when Mataji is, on tour. So thank you so much, Mataji, for taking up the seva. Yeah, any question? I think I interrupted somebody.
Bhagavatam, we already said Vancha kalpatarusha.